Marvel Rivals Season 4.5 is coming with a whole bunch of hero balance changes, and let's jump right into it. All right, now starting off with Angela. After activating Divine Judgment, increase axes of Icarus, Angela's bonus health from 30 per enemy hit to 40 and allies from 15 to 20. Now this is basically, I guess, when she slams down with her axes, the shield she gains from damaging and to her allies is being increased. I mean, it's a pretty decent change. I'm an Angela main, so I'm most definitely appreciative of these buffs. Next is Venom. Now this change is actually insane. So his ultimate, Feast of Abyss, now applies a 30% healing reduction. Now remember, this is an effect that Blade applies to his enemies, and for each enemy hit, they have this debuff for 4 seconds. Insane. So it drops them already about half health with his ult and with the healing debuff. Now this ult is going to make it, this change is going to make it really viable to kind of just raw ult in general, because now you're kind of having the enemy team and you're applying a healing debuff, making like the team easy to take out. An insane change for Venom. Now we move on to Duelist, starting off with Blade. Now it seems that they got an increase to his Daywalker dash secondary attack range. They're increasing it from 4.5 meters to 6.5 meters. I'm not gonna lie, this is not like a crazy change, but I guess increasing like the range of, because I think it's this shot right here, secondary attack. I think it's this. I think they increased the range of that shot. I guess we'll take it. Blade is barely played as it is, but I guess the couple Blade mains out there will appreciate this change. Next is Human Torch. So Human Torch is getting a nerf this patch. They reduced the fire cluster hit damage per projectile from 5.5 to 5. But now the fire cluster has a 0.5 delay before ammo begins to replenish. Now that kind of sucks. And now during his plasma body, which is his movement ability, they reduced the movement speed from 900 to 850. So now, the Johnnies out there are not gonna be able to freaking spam the movement abilities as much, because they decreased the amount of movement speed he gets, and I guess the delay for his ammo to come back has been decreased. So, increased. That's a pretty sizable nerf. I still think he'll still be cracked, but pretty good nerf. Next is an Iron Fist buff. An Iron Fist buff. So they essentially made him more devastating to high health enemies. So they lowered the fixed damage of Yat-Yi Kunkei from 9 to 8, but increases the percentage damage of enemies max health strike from 2.7 to 3.1. So, he's just going to do more percent damage overall. Shred tanks faster. That's a good change, I guess. Now we're on to Mr. Fantastic. He is getting a buff this patch. And basically, after pulling an enemy with his Destined Grip, the target is now affected with the 1 second immobilize effect. So after performing that move, he's essentially rooting them for 1 second. That seems pretty freaking strong, because it's not like you can really get away from that move. It's just like an instant grab and pull, and now you're rooting me for 1 second. That seems pretty freaking strong. Now next, I'm sorry, Phoenix mains, they absolutely murdered your character. So she got huge nerfs this patch. First off, her melees do not apply sparks anymore. Yeah, they just murdered her, man. That's crazy. That was like her main bite, is the fact that if you get close to her, you die. So they removed that. And now her primary weapon no longer replenishes during Dark Ascent. What? This was like the main reason to use this move. This is because you replenish ammo, and they just completely removed it. Wow. And they also added a new effect where there's a 1 second cooldown to this move. Like you see now, I can kind of just spam it. You can't do that anymore in this patch. So they kind of murdered her a lot. She's still like, her range aspect is not changed, but like her melee close range damage and then her mobility has got nerfed. Okay, now we have Hela, and Hela got a buff this patch. They buffed her survivability by basically giving her shield when casting this crow move here. She gets a slight 25 bonus shield, which is, it's a good change. 25 isn't really much, but I guess it'll help her out in certain situations. I also want to add, they did reduce that startup time to cast this move as well, so you'll be able to go into your bird quicker. Now the final duelist is Psylocke, and Psylocke got a buff. on her ult. So they basically reduced the self-slow rate during Dance the Butterfly, her ultimate, from 30% to 15%, and increased each strike damage from 150 to 170. So I guess now her ult is just going to kill faster, and she's going to move faster. Okay. I mean, it was pretty difficult to escape her ult to begin with, but now they buffed it, so I guess she's even stronger. Moving on to strategists now, we're starting off with Cloak and Dagger, and they basically increased the energy cost of her ultimate, or of their ultimate, from 4,300 to 4,500. Basically just a nerf on their ult. I mean, I guess it makes sense. They get their ult. They're the first ult to get popped in the game, so it makes sense to kind of nerf their ult, but no other significant changes to them besides that. Next, we have the little demon himself, Jeff the Landshark. You know, I love seeing Jeff the Landshark getting a whole lot more play nowadays, but now they nerfed him this patch actually. They reduced the crit damage reduction from his passive, which basically reduces headshot damage, from 70% to 50%. Now, do I really think that's going to be pretty huge? I mean, slightly. Because, I mean, I think that change might make him way easier to kill. Because, I mean, he already has a massive head. But maybe it won't be as huge of a nerf. I mean, his playstyle does not change at all from this nerf. But that's the only changes they made to Jeff. Next up is Rocket Raccoon. He's getting a buff this season. They're buffing his ultimate, which I'm not going to lie, I love it. I love seeing Rocket into play. They're increasing the damage you gain, like the damage boost it gives, from 25% to 40%. Now, this change might be huge because with the new Venom buffs, right? And with Venom already being a strong combo with damage boosting anyway, Venom might be able to one-shot in this ult, possibly. This ult and Mantis buff might be able to one-shot. We'll have to do some testing when it comes out. But this is a huge buff. An extra 15% damage to your team. Finally, we have Ultron, man. Ultron caught some nerfs. And I would say they're pretty significant. So they basically reduced the healing from 35 to 30. And the healing bonus to the followed ally from 10 to 5. Reduces overall healing. And they also increased the energy cost of his ultimate from 3,400 to 3,700. So now, reducing his healing, in my opinion, I feel like kind of sucks because he doesn't really heal that much to begin with. But they reduced his healing, and then they made his ult harder to get. I mean, he is still strong. I mean, he's a DPS healer. Freaking you mow your team down in half a second. Constant healing, passive healing. I mean, he's still strong. But I guess a little nerf on his healing is where I wouldn't necessarily go, in my opinion. But we'll see how it works. Now that wraps up all the character abilities. Now we're moving on to team up changes and new team up abilities. Now, I mentioned in that video before, we have a new team up with Daredevil, the new character coming in season 4.5, and Punisher. Now, this is basically a new team up, basically allowing Punisher, when using his smoke screen here, to apply like a darkening effect to the team, where basically the enemy just can't see anything. It's just like a black screen. Next, we have a new team up for Namor. So now, previously Namor had a team up with Hulk where he put that Gamma Squid down. I'm pretty sure we all know about that squid. He's being removed from that team up and being put on a team up with Hela. Now, this team up basically allows Namor to cast up like a geyser effect, I will call it, which is pretty cool. And now, when Namor gets a kill, a squid will pop up in that death area, which is pretty crazy. So it rewards you for getting kills with Namor. And just as you get more kills, you're going to be way more oppressive. Now, we have some slight adjustments to current team-ups. Like I mentioned before, Namor is no longer on the Gamma Charge team-up. And the Arcane Order team-up with Doctor Strange, Magik, and Scarlet Witch, they slightly reduced Magik's side of it. They basically increased the cooldown for that chain move that kind of pulls everybody together from 15 seconds to 20 seconds. And the slow effect at maximum range is now changed from 60% to 40%. Now, they greatly nerfed this team up because they probably saw it was a little bit too strong, which I think is fair. The team up was absolutely cracked. But besides that, that was all the balance changes for this season coming up. And also just to mention, by the way, the Hela team up with Thor is also just being completely removed from the game. And that wraps up all the big changes coming for season 4.5. The big ones that stand out for me is the Venom change, huge. The Phoenix nerf is massive, by the way, but I'm really excited for the Venom buffs because I just love playing Venom. But let me know who you guys think is the biggest change in your opinion. Have any of your mains got nerfed or buffed? Let me know in the comments below. And feel free to like and subscribe if you want more upcoming content on Marvel Rivals. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.